Officially live.
There we go. Well, good Friday morning to you here,
Good morning.
the September 24th Friday. And my gosh, if it doesn't feel like fall out there.
Gosh, it is definitely fall.
It is fall weather.
100% fall.
I pray that you have something pumpkin that you're sipping this morning.
That's right.
Of course, per usual, we're coming at you with our Sola coffee.
With some locals.
Yeah, absolutely. You're rocking it too.
That's right.
This is all black, but I love pumpkin stuff.
That's right. We did come together with the uniformity this morning.
I was going to say, I hope you checked.
Hope you appreciate this.
Absolutely. We're rocking the official gear. If you want to rock the gear with us, you may not be able to. It's just that special.
Oh, dang.
I just went there.
He went there.
Actually, we can easily get it for you.
That's right.
But,
shoot us a comment. Shoot us a message.
Hey, real quick before we hop into some real important things real estate-wise, had a blast last weekend.
So much fun.
Sola 5K. Had a great turnout. I was just there
fun.
this morning and talked to Sally Leonard. I think that's her last name.
Yeah.
She said they raised $150,000.
Gosh, that's amazing.
Which was about $55,000 more than last year.
That's awesome.
And so I think that really just speaks to the Sola community and just the job that Colin, obviously Sally, and then obviously John and Jeannie have done.
Yeah, that's right.
With not only that coffee shop, but that race to really honor and to honor Jeannie as she's really continued to battle courageously ALS.
That's right.
But it was a great day.
It was a great day. Guess who walked away with the W?
I was able to. That was I don't know what else to say, but thank you. I will receive it. I'll just shut up and receive it. It's a hilly course.
Ran a heck of a race.
It's a hilly course. There's no doubt.
Yep.
The last
That's right.
hill to the finish
it
is just not fun.
Yeah, no, it's not.
But we had a great time. So if you're out there with us, thanks for joining. It was an honor for Love It Properties and Sandy Roberts Realty to get behind Sola.
That's right.
And just a great day.
That's right. It was a lot of fun. Perfect weather. A lot of friendly faces.
Totally.
A lot of folks we hadn't seen in a while.
Long time.
Some folks that tune in, so we got to see faces. It was really good. It's awesome.
All right, guys. Well, listen, we're here to talk about things that matter. Keeping real estate current.
That's exactly
is what we do. Brian and I, we love getting on Friday mornings. So we're going to spend the next 5 to 7 minutes just walking down the alley of where we are as the Triangle, where we are real estate-wise, and really trying to help just make you the most informed.
Yeah, that's right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Is that right?
No matter where you're tuning in, especially in this area, because obviously this is our local market, we have a pulse on this market. But we're going to bring you some stats that do affect the nation, that do affect you no matter where you're tuning in from. And these are things that if the nation goes one way, trust me, it'll affect your local market. So,
absolutely. So let me just start off this, and I'm going to pass the proverbial baton to Bryant here. But here's the reality. The Triangle market is still hot. We've said it week in, week out. But let's just share some numbers to back that up. According to some metrics put out by RE/MAX, what we have from August 2020 to August 2021, of course, the month we were just coming out of, is the fact that we went from 44 days on market, Triangle-wide, to 16. That's almost a 60% drop in days on market. That goes, again, we talked last week about seller greed, which is a real thing, but at large, the Triangle market continues to be hot. How else do we see that? Well, we know it's a seller's market. Well, let's hear some numbers to back it up. Well, the reality is from, again, August 2020 to August 2021, what have we seen? Approximate, 1.4 month supply dropping to 0.6.
0.6, guys. Under a month's supply.
Which is, when I got into real estate, and I'm sure you've seen all over, so just to kind of give some context to what that means, a neutral market, neither a buyer nor a seller's is 6%, or rather 6 months.
6 months or so.
6 month supply of houses would be considered an equilibrium market. If it's above 6 months, we're looking at a buyer's market. If it's below, it's sellers. I've seen in my time that 4 to 6 kind of regular, but even kind of going plus or minus 2 months, either way, is what I've seen.
That's right. In a 4 to 5 year span over the past 4 to 5 years, that's about what we've.
That's
been kind of normal for us.
Yeah.
Definitely been in a seller's market, maybe on the south side of that 6 month mark. But
this is just obviously ridiculous. Which, and again, y'all saw it when you wanted to put an offer in, and you didn't have a chance to come to market. It was sight unseen.
That's right.
And again, we've gone through the plethora of why that is. A lot of that is interest rate. A lot of that is people's equity. COVID played a part, and then obviously we have a lot of investment coming in business and otherwise into what already is a great region, which we all know. Again, go outside this morning and just thank the Lord that you're living in the Triangle. Now, what are we seeing? Well, we are seeing some people realizing this. If you go and you kind of just reading, whether it's Triangle Business Journal or other publications, people are starting to, large companies, large tract builders are buying up land, whether it's around the 540,
Absolutely. Yep.
but even as far out as places like Sanford or Rocky Mount,
That's exactly right.
out Nightdale, moving out towards Wendell, Zebulon, large tracts of land are being bought up because there's no other places.
There's nowhere else for them to build, really. Yeah.
And what do we just say? 0.6 month supply. We are in desperate need of more homes.
Inventory. That's exactly right.
So there's plenty of upward ceiling
Yeah.
for people to come in. And of course, it's a great investment for these larger companies and folks that are acquiring land. So that's kind of at a large trend what we're seeing. It's still a very much a seller's market. You can, because of the numbers still. I mean, maybe the house is not going on, 0 days. It's going from
That's right. Maybe
2
on
to
the third.
4.
That's right.
But the reality is that's still a seller's market, and so we need the inventory.
Yeah.
So there is some relief coming. But Brian, the question I'm going to throw it to you is, okay, I'm hearing that. Let's just say the casual observer. I'm hearing that, and I'm thinking, well, should I wait a year or so, maybe longer, for kind of all these new homes to hit?
That's right.
And then maybe that will take some pressure off a resale, or maybe that's when I can actually get a home.
Yeah.
I get that mentality, I get that thinking, but why is in that somewhat problematic too?
Yeah. Gosh. I mean, there's a lot of reasons why. And I will say this. I mean, we're at the top of the charts for a lot of things. Mm-hmm. To be at the top of the charts on inventory, low inventory, like a drop in inventory, that's not the top of the chart I want to be on.
No.
Like, I would love to have inventory for our folks.
Totally.
I've got a buyer right now. I have one available active listing in his search. Only one.
Crazy.
And that covers 5 cities. 5 cities, and there's only one home available to him. So it's very hard to find.
It's frustrating.
And here's what we're trying to, and this is the segue to Sandy's question to me. A lot of our folks are now needing to ask themselves the question, should I buy now but get a little less stringent on my criteria? Folks already feel like they're stripping their criteria to the bare bones.
That's right.
They're coming to us being like, forget about what the condition of the kitchen, forget about the updates. Does it have 3 bedrooms? I mean, a lot of folks are coming to us saying, does it have this thing? And in the most minimal possible way, it may be very much a wise decision to trim that criteria even further and get into the ownership game.
That's right.
And so here's some stats as to why that might be, because there are some daunting things coming. Some of the things that we like to do as we're statisticians, we're watching what's happening, we're analyzing, we're trying to learn what might be coming next. Look at what big companies are doing. If you had been in the Triangle 5-6 years ago, you would have noticed that companies were building storage facilities in the Triangle like crazy. It was weird. It was like, why are there storage, Storage Plus or B House, Safe House, something or whatever. It's like all these obscure names and all these storage buildings. They make their moves because they are watching market data in a big picture way, predicting what's coming, and sure enough, we need all those storage units. You can't even find a storage unit right now because of how much the Triangle is growing.
Yeah.
So with that being said, we watch what's happening from a macro perspective. Macro perspective right now is that single-family housing permitting is actually down right now. It's down almost 3%. While multifamily and apartment permitting is through the roof right now. We're talking anywhere from 15 to 20%, 21%. So we've got multifamily and apartment and rental-focused housing.
Yeah.
Rental-focused housing is on the rise. And I think people who have a lot of money to invest, these builders, these developers, they see the writing on the wall that interest rates are rising.
Yeah.
And if interest rates rise, then guess what? It's going to be that much harder to buy a house. It will be that much harder to afford the house. It'll be that much harder to buy in the area that you need to be buying in, to have enough bedrooms for the family members that you have, for the needs that you might have. So yeah, I don't know if that fully answers your question, but there is going to be a very real increase in interest rates in our future.
Yes.
And I just want to make sure that you're hearing it from us. That as these interest rates rise, as taxes and interest rates rise, that will absolutely hurt you. And if you are renting right now and thinking of maybe purchasing in the next couple of years to wait on that new construction inventory that you're talking about, you actually might be you might be forced to continue renting. And we don't want that for our folks. We do not want that for our friends and our family. So the best thing to do, jump into the market while interest rates are low. Let's hit a couple more stats. Is that good?
No, please, actually. And that's, I mean, literally this week, just to speak to that, Brian,
Yeah.
the interest rates probably jumped 0.2%. You know, I mean, we were hovering around like maybe 2.9 for a 30-year conventional top-tier credit.
Yep.
We're now looking at 3.1. And so, I mean, that's, I think, on the whole, a trend that is projected to move up, which at the end of the day, that means your purchasing power goes down. And your monthly rent or your monthly mortgage
is going to go up.
That's right. So it does make sense to buy because rents are going up. There is no doubt about that. We could give story on story about, and people are actually fighting. I mean, there's actually like
multi-bids
on rentals.
That's right. That's exactly right.
So that's insane. I mean, think about that for a second. Hit them with some numbers.
That's right. So we're going to look at some stuff here. When you guys are looking to get a mortgage, there's something called interest, right? You have to pay interest payments to your bank. And your mortgage payment comes in two forms. You got your principal, you have your principal, and then you have your interest.
Right.
Whenever you've got your interest payment, whenever you have your interest rate that's low, as it's been, anywhere from 2, sometimes even below 2. There's some folks that have like 1.75 interest rate. It's crazy. It's like free money. All the way up to like 3.25 or so right now. And if you've got an interest rate in that ballpark, you're paying so much less interest over the life of a 30-year mortgage.
That's right.
And people don't grapple with that. This should sink in. So let's hit some numbers. I want this to sink in. I want to explain this as succinctly as I can. If you are looking at a $350,000 mortgage, all right, over 30 years at a 3% interest rate, which is about where it is right now, you're looking at, on average, a $1,400 to $1,500 payment every month. $1,400 to $1,500 payment per month. That's ownership. That's property ownership. But right now, it is extremely difficult to find a 3-bed rental in the Triangle for under $1,500.
That's right.
Extremely difficult. I can't stress that enough. Let alone a 4-bedroom or maybe a 3-bedroom with a bonus. Good luck finding a 2-car garage, right?
Yeah.
So these things are really, really important to realize. If you go from 3% to 6%, which is not it's in our recent past, guys. 6% is our very recent past. Your mortgage payment goes up to $2,100 per month. And I know a lot of folks who can't just snap their fingers and make a budget like that work. I know a lot of folks who can't make that work. All right, so $2,100 just with a doubled interest from 3% to 6%, okay? Here's where it really starts to get sobering. Let me say one more thing. Can I say one more thing about this? Overall total interest paid at 3%, where we are right now, your total interest paid over 30 years comes in at $180,000. That's on top of what you've paid in your mortgage of $350,000. So that's about, if I were to do the math, that's $480,000. So $480,000 paid for over 30 years to purchase your $350,000 home.
That's right.
Okay. If it goes to 6%, you're looking at a $405,000.
It's crazy.
Interest payment over 30 years. That's just the interest. So you do the math on that one. That's $755,000 over 30 years for a $350,000 home. This is assuming 100% financing, by the way. If this were to go to 9%, guys, when my parents bought their first house in 2003 here in the Triangle, they were thrilled, absolutely thrilled to get 9% interest.
Yeah.
That was like an incredible rate.
Right.
They were so excited. The mortgage payment on $350,000 at 9%, assuming 100% financing, $2,800. $2,800 is your monthly mortgage. And I don't know many folks that can just go from $1,500 a month to $2,800 a month like that.
Nah.
I don't. Here's the sobering gut punch. If that were to happen, your interest over 30 years would be $660,000. You do the math, you add $660,000 to $350,000, you're over $1 million.
Yeah.
Like you're 1.1. You paid $1.1 million for that $350,000 home. I hope this starts to sink in, guys, because you could very easily find yourself staying on the rent train indefinitely. If your income does not rise, or if you don't see it rising to the point to where you can keep up with these payment increases. You might see yourself further and further from the triangle. You might see yourself moving to an entirely different market. So if you want to live in this beautiful place that we're in and you want to capitalize on low mortgage payments, this is the time to be in the market to be buying a home, even if you're sacrificing a ton on your criteria. You're saying, you know what, cut my budget in half. We don't need the land, we don't need the garage, we don't need the bedroom, we don't need these things. So let's go ahead and own, let's go ahead and invest in this valuable dirt here in the triangle. And then we'll upgrade later. You know, we'll gain equity. We'll sell it eventually. We'll sell that equity off. We'll use that equity. We'll put it into the next house. But let's just get on the home ownership train.
Guys, listen, at the end of the day, here's what we're trying to do. We're trying to take stats to make sense to put a story in front of you.
Gosh!
So you can understand what we're trying to bring to you. Again, because you can hear the market's hot. You can look on your app.
That's
you
right.
can see what Zillow's putting out, which may or may not be true.
Yep.
You can go to WRAL. Everyone's saying it, but let's make sure that we synthesize so that we can give you this information to make sense and make the most informed about the industry that we love. So anyhow,
that's right.
We have put a ton of numbers in front of you.
Yep.
So simmer on it, marinate on it, and we'd love to talk more about it.
That's right. Reach out to us. Let us know if you need help.
But for that's gonna be all for today.
Yep.
Listen, we forgot to start out with our tagline, but we don't do this just for anyone. We do it because we're two favorite realtors on the internet. On the internet.
That's right.
According to us.
That's right.
Listen, the fall is here. We hope you have a great weekend. Football, whatever you do, seeing homes, being with family, friends, enjoy it. But I'm Sandy Roberts.
Brian Levick. Guys, have a great weekend. We'll come to you next time.